I'm Joseph Hoffman, and in this video, we're going to explore two of my favorite intervals in music, the minor sixth and the major sixth. And why are they my favorite? I mean, is it kind of weird to have a favorite interval? Well, for a music theory nerd like me, no. Each interval has its own sonic color and character, like the bold and open sound of the perfect fifth, to the spicy sound of the augmented fourth. For me, the sixth is the interval with the most heart. If a composer wants you to feel something deeply, very often they reach for the sixth. For example, notice the power of the sixth in the Princess Leia theme from Star Wars by John Williams. Notice when the music goes up that sixth, how it just kind of pulls at the heartstrings. Chopin also uses it as the opening interval of his famous Nocturne Opus 9 No. 2 in E-flat major. But the sixth isn't always pulling on our heartstrings. The sixth also has a playful, cheerful side, like in the main theme of The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. The examples we've looked at so far have featured what we call a melodic sixth, meaning that you hear each note one at a time. You can also have a harmonic sixth, which means that you play both notes together, like in this part. When you have a series of harmonic sixths in parallel, we can call that parallel sixths. Like if you just look at these top two notes from this part of The Entertainer, notice that each one is a harmonic sixth, just moving in the same direction, so that's called parallel or similar motion. Very playful, fun sound. Now I'd like you to really make the sixth a part of your musical vocabulary, not just when you play pieces by other songwriters or composers, but in your own improvising or composing. And if you've never improvised before, if you're new to my lessons, I do a lot of improvising because I think that's part of being a well-rounded musician. So if this is your first time to improvise, great. Improvising is nothing more than just experimenting with the sounds your piano can make. So maybe your left hand could just play like a simple accompaniment, maybe just on this kind of C chord going C, G, C, and then your right hand can just I just made up that melody just using parallel harmonic sixths, and when I got bored of this C chord, I went up to this F chord. And if you land on a note that doesn't sound right, then go one step higher and it will usually resolve to something that does sound good. And then that can be part of the tension. Like you might say like, oh, that sounds wrong. Well, no, it's not wrong. Music has tension and dissonance too. Notice how that tension can resolve by stepping up. So notice where the tensions come, and if you get bored of harmonic sixths, play around with melodic sixths. See, I'm putting lots of sixths into my melody and just seeing where that takes me. Use your ear. Again, if you don't like one note, just step to the next one and it will usually sound better. Pause the video and doodle for a little bit with harmonic or melodic sixths, or a little bit of both, and then press play and we'll go even deeper. Now, let's get a bit more technical so you can recognize and play sixths wherever you find them. As I mentioned, there are two primary flavors or types of sixths, major and minor. Let's start with the major sixth. If you play any major scale, the distance from the first scale degree to the sixth scale degree forms a major sixth. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. C to A is a major sixth, or if we had D major, find the first scale degree and the sixth scale degree. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. That also, D to B forms a major sixth, or let's take E major. First scale degree to the sixth scale degree, E to C sharp, also forms a major sixth. If you know your perfect fifths, and if you don't, please go watch my lesson on perfect fifths first, because in my experience, the fastest way to find a major sixth is to simply start with a perfect fifth, going back to C, do to so, and then add one whole step. And that way you don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and remember your major scale. Just perfect fifth, up, plus one whole step, which is the distance of 2 half steps, of course, and that's your major sixth. Let's do some practice. So if we start on F and wanted to find a major sixth above, our steps are first find the perfect fifth. Remember, perfect fifths are almost always going to go from a white to a white key or black to black. There's one exception we'll talk about in a minute, but here's our perfect fifth, then add one whole step. So this would be our major sixth. Now, next one you get to try on your own. Let's say we want to start on an A. Can you find a major sixth above? Point to it on your screen. Pause if you need more time to find it. The correct answer is right here. This is a major sixth. You can find that by finding the perfect fifth and then going up a whole step, which is the distance of 2 half steps. A to F sharp is a major sixth. Now let's try another one. If we start here on this A flat, can you find a major sixth above? Point to it on your screen. If you're pointing right here, you are correct. First find that perfect fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black key to a black key is a perfect fifth, then one whole step higher gives you that major sixth. Now let's try one more. Can you find a major sixth above this B? And here I'm going to give you a hint, because here's that one exception I was talking about. Most perfect fifths, as I said, go from white key to white key or black key to black key. The one exception is B or B flat. Either of these two go from a black to a white or a white to a black. B flat or B are the one exception to that perfect fifth, and so that's why you have to be careful with those. So up a perfect fifth from B is here, then add a whole step, show me where the major sixth would be above B. If you're pointing here to G sharp, you are correct. There's our major sixth. Now let's try going a major sixth down. If I were to start on a G, we can just use the same steps, but going down. Find a perfect fifth down, then add a whole step. Point to it on your screen. Where's a major sixth below this G? Perfect fifth down is here, plus a whole step would be right here. So if you were pointing here, you are correct. There's our major sixth. Now, in addition to being able to play a major sixth, I'd like you to also be able to recognize a major sixth by ear. So as you're listening to music this week, or forever, listen and see if you can recognize major sixths in context. And it helps to have some melodies and tunes that you know have major sixths, and then you can apply that. For example, if you just remember that Chopin piece, whenever you hear that interval, you can recall that Chopin and recognize that as a major sixth. It also helps to have a few other songs as well, like Jingle Bells, Dashing Through the Snow. That opening interval of dashing is a major sixth. Incidentally, the NBC chimes make a major sixth. Notice that major sixth right there on those first two chimes. For major sixths down, you can use the spiritual "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen." That's a major sixth. It's also, you can use Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror." You've got a major sixth right there. I'm talking about the man in the mirror. Major sixth. So So see where you can hear major sixth as you're listening to music this week in the wild. Now let's take a look at how to form a minor sixth. Once again, you can start with a perfect fifth, and now just add one half step. So C to A flat makes a minor sixth. Or another way to think about that is taking a major sixth and lowering it a half step. That will also help you land on a minor sixth. So let's practice. If we start on a G, can you find a minor sixth above? Point to it on your screen. If you're pointing right here, you are correct. Just go a perfect fifth plus a half step. G to E flat is a minor sixth. Let's try another. Can you point to a minor sixth above this E? If you're pointing right here, you are correct. Here's our perfect fifth. Do, re, mi, fa, so, plus a half step gives us a minor sixth. Now, let's try going down. If I were to start on this B flat, can you find a minor sixth below? If you're pointing right here, you are correct. First, we find a perfect fifth down, which is black to black, B flat to E flat. Remember, the B's are only an exception when you're going up. So it's the bottom note of a perfect fifth. On the B's, those are the oddballs. But if we're going down, the bottom note's an E flat. So here's our perfect fifth, down a half step to D would be our minor sixth. And one more. Let's start on an F sharp. Now here's our exception. Because if we go down a fifth from F or F sharp, it's going to land on B or B flat. So here's our perfect fifth. That's my hint to you. Can you find a minor sixth below? Point to it. If you're pointing here, you are correct. Just a half step below or a half step away from a perfect fifth gives us that minor sixth. By the way, for even more practice with major and minor sixths, so this can really go deep, we have some worksheets that you can get from the Hoffman Academy website. Be sure to check those out. Now, for being able to recognize minor sixths by ear, again, let's have a few reference songs or pieces. Like we have The Entertainer. You can use that as a reference for minor sixths. Another one that I enjoy is this song, We Are Young by Fun. Notice that minor sixth interval. We can grow brighter. Now, I want to point out the tricky thing about a minor sixth is that it can be part of a major chord. For example, in that song we just listened to, that's actually happening over a B flat major harmony. So let's look at the B flat major chord and then put it in first inversion by putting the B flat on top. Notice these outer two notes are a minor sixth. Here's our perfect fifth, up a half step to B flat. A minor sixth interval can be a part of a major chord or triad. And this can be a little confusing, but remember that we can call chords major or minor. We can also call intervals major and minor, and sometimes they mix and match in unexpected ways. So you can't just listen to the sound of it and say, oh, that sounds like a major chord, therefore this must be a major sixth. Well, that's not correct. You can have a minor interval inside or as a part of a major chord or triad. But here's where it gets extra tricky. Minor sixth can sometimes be part of minor chords. Like let's take G minor and go up to second inversion, and now you'll see the same two notes, D and B flat, but they're a part of a G minor chord now. Like let's take this F minor triad. Here's this other song that can be a reference for minor sixth. That's what I used to use in music theory class in college to recognize a minor sixth. Well, you know, that's the theme from Love Story. It was just so memorable to me. And, again, a composer's using a 6 here to really pull on our heartstrings. And that's a minor 6 inside of a minor chord. So it's not just the harmony that you have to listen for, it's the actual distance between the two notes. So the long and short of it is stay on your toes and just learn to recognize these by distance. Okay, there's that major 6th, there's that minor 6th. Now, let's have some fun with a listening challenge. I'm going to play 2 notes without showing you what I'm playing, and you have to use your ear and use these reference songs that we've talked about. Choose one that maybe really sticks out for you, whether it's the NBC Chimes or Jingle Bells or The Entertainer, and then see if you can hear one of those reference songs inside the intervals I'm playing, and that will help you know if it's a major 6th or a minor 6th. Here's our first challenge. Once again. What did you hear? If you said major 6th, you're correct. Here's what I played. You could think Dashing Through the Snow or NBC. Here's the next one. Once again. What did you hear? Major 6th or minor 6th? If you said minor 6th, you're correct. Here's what I played. F to D flat. Fire, we can grow brighter. See, there's that interval from We Are Young, or whichever other technique you want to use to remember that one. Here's the next one. Once again. What did you hear? If you said minor 6th, you are correct. I played F sharp to D, that's a minor 6. You could hear it like that, or we could grow brighter. Let's do another one. What did you hear? One more time. If you said major 6th, you are correct. I played C to A, and that's Dashing Through the Snow. I hope you enjoyed learning all about major and minor 6ths. And now you too can go out there and compose or improvise some music that will pull on the world's heartstrings. Happy playing, and see you next time.